Hi and welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I'm working on another layout. This one is also for International Scrapbooking Day over on the Citrus Twist Kit Facebook page, and for this one it's a scrap lift. So I went onto the blog and found one of the designers and a layout they'd done. Theirs looks completely different and is a very light colour scheme, but the idea was to lift one of their layouts. So I took the basic design, which was sort of 3 strips of paper and then a corner piece as well. And what I decided to do is I did decide to stitch down each of the pieces of paper. Now one of them was sort of a bit of a fail. It did end up pulling and ripping the paper, and that's currently where I'm working on now. So I'd sort of already messed about with the paper and decided to do the stitching before I started the video, which is why you'll find this is sort of sped up rather quickly for me. So for this layout, I'm using the collection from Simple Stories called Emoji Love, and I really like the bright colours and I find it works really well with the pictures of my teenage daughters. So what I'm doing is I'm using a lot of the ephemera and sort of creating some clusters. So I've got my background or big strip piece of paper on the back, which is the rainbow stripe. I've got a strip across the top that is the pink hearts, and then I've got a strip across the middle. And then I did use a piece of paper from the 6x8 pad to create my stripes in the corner going on the opposite angle. I've used a Project Life card or one of their cut apart sheets with the little XO with a kiss, just to sort of create that nice block in the middle. And then I'm just going to work on some clusters all the way around it. So all I've done is I've taken quite a few of the die cut pieces, and I also use a few of the stickers, and I'm just creating clusters of all those sorts of emojis and little symbols that tend to be on text messages and all that sort of stuff. And I decided to call this #DoIt. So this is when my girls went with their cousins to Disneyland in Paris. We bought it as a present for my eldest as she turned 21, but my second eldest decided to pay for herself. So they all went together and had an absolute ball, and are probably planning about 5 more trips since then. But what I'm doing is when I'm working on the clusters, while I sort of got an initial cluster together and ready, what I'm now trying to do is make sure that the colours are echoed in all of the clusters. So it's quite a busy, colourful page, but I am trying to make sure that the colours appear everywhere. So I've got the red, which is quite prominent in the chips, and I needed to bring over a little bit more red just to make that all go together. So I've brought over that little heart sticker, and then I will end up bringing a nail polish and stuff over there as well. But I'm going through all the sticker sheets, all the die cuts, and just really looking for colours and things to pull everything over. I did have a look at these label stickers. I wanted to be able to have somewhere to put the date and to journal, so I did bring a couple of those over into that bottom corner, and I'm just going to pop that they were at Disneyland Paris and that they had great fun, and pop the date on there as well. But it's been a long while since I scrap lifted either somebody else or indeed myself. It's very much like a sketch, however you can quite often get ideas. The ideas can be different. So with a sketch, you've got to be able to visualize the papers and, you know, the photos or the photo sizes and things like that. Whereas with a sketch, it's already there. But sometimes what you can do, and what I did in this case, was took the inspiration from the page design, from the layout, but then did it in a completely different bright set of papers. And therefore it ended up looking massively different from the first one. So all I'm doing now really is just adding last minute finishing touches. I'm just going to pull that cluster a little bit higher up in the top corner. And I'm also trying to use things that I'm not sure where else I'll use them. I suppose is probably the way to go. So I've got like a taco is tucked in that cluster at the bottom. I've popped a little donut in there as well. All sorts of bits like that really. So because I don't know what other layouts I'll use them on, unless I'm using this collection and doing the same sort of thing. So I'm nearly done. I am going to move a couple of bits about to make sure, but then just as I thought I was finished, I did realise that I hadn't used the brads yet. So good old-fashioned brads, need to make sure that you put a hole in the page. So I'm just going to use a set of 4 that just have little words on, and I'm going to pop those sort of 1 in each of the 2 smaller clusters and then 2 in the cluster on the left, and that will pretty much finish up this layout. So I hope you've enjoyed joining me on some of my International Scrapbooking Day challenges. If you pop over to the Citrus Twist fan page, you'll be able to see all the challenges and where my inspiration and stuff came from as well. I'm hoping to bring more scrapbook layouts. I know I've got at least one more that I did on this weekend, but I am hoping to get some more scrappy pages videoed for you guys, as well as my project life. But if you've liked this video, please give it a like, and if you want to see more, please hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.